So contributing to open source as a beginner can be pretty overwhelming. So in this video, I'll be sharing with you some of the resources that I have found that will help you get started. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So before we hop onto our screen, I would like to thank all of you who loved the previous videos. And if you're new to the channel, I share what I learn on my journey related to tech, life, everything on this channel. So if you like the video, do subscribe, give it a like, and do comment your thoughts below because that is really important for me to improve, right? So without further ado, let's dive in. Okay, so I have compiled some of the websites and resources that I have found helpful myself in the past, and I'll be sharing with you all those things, and all these websites will be linked down in the description below. So after watching the video, you can just go to those sites and play around with it yourself, right? So let's see our first website, right? Yeah, so this website is called First Timers Only, and this is not this has just some points that will help you get started. For example, on this point we see a link to a repository. And the aim of this repository is just to help beginners, here you can read, just to help beginners contribute to their first open source project. So if you just go to that readme file, and they have the steps that you need to follow. So I would totally encourage you to totally follow the steps and make your first pull request, right? So yeah, this is a pretty good website. So this site is just an informational site with some links to some of the good sites. So yeah, I would encourage you to read it once. Yeah, so next we'll be seeing the goodfirstissues.com, right? So if you go here, we have 3 options. So if you love a programming language, you're familiar with a programming language, obviously you will want to contribute in that, right? So for example, you're familiar with Python, just type Python here, right? Now you can see here it has filtered all the issues that are currently open on the basis of whether the language is used is Python or not, right? So for example, you see the labels, there is Python, right? That means Python is used and you have filtered it through it. Now this label, so in GitHub repositories or issues, especially in the issues, there are labels. So what are labels? Labels are like they provide context to the issue. For example, if an issue has a label called good first issue, that means that it is a good first issue for a beginner who has never contributed or is starting to contribute, right? Not for high level programmers, right? So they help a beginner to find that and just start contributing to it, right? So if we select a label as like help wanted or bug maybe, so this label means that this issue has a context that it has bug, right? It is related to a bug, the program has a bug and you have to remove it. So if we go here, go to the issue, go to the issue, and yeah, you'll see the issue is open. That means you can solve it, and yeah, people have described what is that issue, and you can just comment here that I will be doing this, and yeah, fork it and just work on it and make a PR request, right? So these sites just help you find the right issue, like the right project or issue that you are comfortable working with. So it just boosts or lessens the time that you must have wasted going through the whole GitHub searching things, right? So yeah, and these sites are pretty similar. So another site is also there called goodfirstissue.dev. So yeah, you can just also select JavaScript, Go, or just keep applying filters, and it will just keep filtering and show you things. And also it will show you that, okay, this repository has 10 issues related to that thing, right? And yeah, pretty similar sites. Now this is the site which personally this helped me first time I made a PR. So what you do is just go here, write a language. In Python I had written it earlier, so it is there. And yeah, the labels that I was talking about, there are a lot of labels. The first timers only is a good label for a beginner. So we will apply that and just find, right? Tap find and it will show you a lot of this. Is it is a great website. This helped me while I was starting out, right? So yeah, you can see this is the repository name, and yeah, this is the issue name. So you can just, and they're all first time only, so they're totally beginner friendly. You can just go in and see. If you are feeling comfortable with it, go contribute. Kudos, right? Yeah, this is a great website. You can just find endless issues, a lot of options, right? Yeah, another website is also called upforgrabs.net, and yeah, just don't worry, I'll be linking all these in the descriptions below, so you can just go around and play with it, right? And find what you love to contribute. Yeah, just go here, filter by name, a lot of filters, right? A lot of filters, filter by label that I've told you. Yeah, beginner, contribution. Yeah, these are tags. Tags are just also like labels. Like for example, JavaScript tag will show you related to JavaScript things. So yeah, cool. Now this is a pretty dynamic website, codetriage.com. I told dynamic because they just don't show you the issues, but also send you emails of the issues you may like to work on. For example, I'm interested in PyTorch, right? I'll go to PyTorch, and actually I haven't signed up with GitHub, so I will not get the option to subscribe or something, but you can see there are 349 subscribers. So being subscribers mean that when there is a new issue or existing issues, they will mail you every week or according to your choice that okay, these issues are there, if you want to then just go there and solve, right? So they unlike other sites, they email you things, right? They email you the issues. So not necessarily that you have to go to the site every time to check. They will just email you, right? Yeah, so CodeTriage is a good thing if you want emails, issues in your mails, right? Yeah, that is pretty helpful. And yeah, sites are over. Now I'll show you a repository by Moongil. I hope I pronounced that right. And yeah, this is also a great website for beginners to get started, because they have divided all the good projects. So here you will not find all the random projects. They have some reputed projects according to the like the language. For example, if you go to Java or something, so yeah, you'll find some of the projects which are like good, like they have reputation. For example, there is also React. If you go to C++, there is Electron, right? Electron is a JavaScript framework, right? So yeah, this has some reputed projects according to the filtered according to the languages. So you can just go to this repository. I'll be linking it below, right? Yeah, cool. So you'll find most of the like say Vue.js, all are like reputed things, right? So if you want to like work on some like high level things, I guess this website is good for you. Just filter according to your language you work on, and you'll find some good repositories, right? And yeah, this is actually, I was not expecting this, but yeah, I found it. This is like awesome for non-programmers. Like it may contain like improving docs kind of things, or yeah, learning CSS with Flexbox, like non-programming kind of things, right? So yeah, this is also good if you're not a programmer. You can just go here. And now I'll be showing you a very important thing. Like we have learned, like until now we have known all the sites that we can go to just directly filter, but how the filtering works, right? So I'll be linking this blog post which I found very helpful. It is by GitHub, it is GitHub Docs, obviously. Actually it's not a blog, it's a doc, right? So yeah, it's called searching issues and pull requests. So here they will show you ways so that you can just use GitHub search tab to find things, right? For example, if you want to, for example, we will use is public. That means it will only show you the repositories which are public, right? For example, let me write is public and I will also write is open. That means are the issues open. It will show you, filter the issues by either they open and or they closed, right? So you'll obviously want to work on open issues because they're open, right? Why will you work on issues which are closed, right? So yeah, and you also set type will be issues, so it will just show you issues, and it will also filter it by labels, right? So let me label that label by help wanted, right? Help wanted, and I guess there's a hyphen here, and it will filter all these things by that. Ooh, we're getting some Chinese. Okay, I don't know what language is that. Okay, so yeah, this search has just filtered according to what we have given it. Like this all of this are issues. For example, if you go here, all of these are issues which are open, and yeah, and they're labeled help wanted. So if you go to this issue that you have opened now, you can see it is open. We have labels help wanted, and yeah, you can just go here, say things, and yeah, just contribute, right? So yeah, cool. I guess that was a video, and I just wanted to share with you because when I got started, it was pretty overwhelming, and I researched and found these sites which helped me to find the things that I wanted to work on, right? So I just wanted to make this video, and yeah, I hope it helps you. And if you like the video, do subscribe, and yeah, I'll be seeing you next time. Hope you have a great day.